Hi, I'm Karren Weichert, and I am so honored to have been chosen for the ABWA Woman of Distinction. Even saying that, I feel a little bit awkward because I really never thought of myself as someone who was distinct or distinguished, but it certainly is an honor. So I was born in Corbin, Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, and my father was in the Air Force. So we traveled quite a bit as a child. And I had three siblings. I was the oldest of four. So it was always an interesting time, you know, when you move a lot with four kids. But I also think that moving a lot, even though it's a lot of change and a lot of disruption to loss of friends and loss of schools and different things, it also is a great opportunity for growth. And I actually believe that it helped me to become a person who actually likes change a lot, who is flexible, and who is always looking for new opportunities. And I think that's what moving as a child kind of does for you. I will tell you that when we first learned we were coming to Topeka, Kansas, we cried and cried because we thought it was going to be miserable, and the only thing we knew of Kansas was the Wizard of Oz, and it was going to be dark and gloomy. And when we first hit western Kansas on a cold November day, all of the things we thought about Kansas were true. It was dark, it was gloomy, it was cold, it was windy, there were tumbleweeds crossing the road in front of our vehicle, so it was a pretty depressing, quiet car as we made our way across Kansas. So I graduated from Washburn Rural High School. My husband also went to Washburn Rural High School, but about 5 years earlier. And so we just had stayed connected to some friends and met, and it was kind of love at first sight, and we got married 5 weeks after we met. So we've now been married 44 years, so I guess it worked out okay. You know, and I think now about how my parents reacted. First of all, this was a long-haired hippie guy, and remember, my dad was military. And my husband drove a little Volkswagen Beetle with one seat in it because he also lived in it, and it had corn and feathers hanging from the mirror. And so yeah, I'm sure when I announced that I was going to get married after 5 weeks, my family was, yeah, pretty concerned. I was in real estate for a number of years, and my father became ill, and he was retired from the service by this time. And I'll never forget, actually, the day that he came, and it was Christmas, and he came to our house, and he had a brace on his neck. And I said, well, you know, what's wrong? He hadn't mentioned that he had hurt his neck. He said, my neck's been bothering me, and this helps. Well, come to find out, over the next few weeks, he actually had renal cell cancer with extensive bone metastasis, and the reason his neck hurt was because the cancer had eaten away one of his vertebrae. So it was a very aggressive cancer, and it took over his body, and he was wired together like the $6 million man. He needed a caregiver, and I had the most flexibility because I sold real estate, which was more of an evening and weekend kind of a job, so I could flex things during the day. So through a lot of answers that didn't satisfy me, I did a lot of research on it and presented to the board that I felt strongly that we needed to look at getting this program Medicare certified. So they said, sounds great. If we're going to do that, we need somebody to lead this, and Karren, you know the most about it. So I stepped out of the room and they voted on me. So I really it was the right time, you know, for this organization to do something different and grow in a new way. And I was at the right place. One of the things that I love about this opportunity is that it's a way to fund some scholarships for folks that are looking to fulfill some of their dreams and their passions. And I'm really hoping, and have actually asked, that these scholarships might be awarded to people who are seeking professions in healthcare. I think that, as I mentioned, the tsunami of the baby boomers and then those that are to come, we need a lot of healthcare providers, a lot of people who are going to help to take care of other people. And so whether someone is going into nursing or physical therapy or any of the industry that might be involved in healthcare, that's where I'm hoping that these scholarship dollars might go to just help people along their way. It's tough. It's tough today to go to college. It's tough to get the money that you need for it. So I'm just quite honored that I have the opportunity to help raise a few dollars for somebody that might go on to perhaps do my job someday. Wouldn't that be lovely? Or perhaps take care of me when I need it. And wouldn't that be special?